Hey there guys, how are we all? I hope you're all doing really well. If you're in the UK, then congratulations on not dying in this heat. It's been absolutely unbearable. Having a very rare day where it's under 20 degrees, so I'm putting myself in a hoodie. I'm trying to make the most of what I hope will be a coolish day for the most part, and I hope that the heat goes away quickly because it's not for me. That aside, I'm here to talk about Arsenal, and I know it's been a while. I know I say this far too often, but I can only apologise. It's been quite a hectic month for me. Come out of university, graduated, and now I'm kind of not in the rat race as such, but applying for jobs, deciding whether to freelance, whether to do this, do that, wait for the right opportunity to come up. I'm sure anyone that's come out of university knows exactly what sort of position I'm in, so it's a bit of a crazy time for me, and trying to dedicate time to this channel is difficult, but I'm hoping that in a few weeks time when the season kicks off I'll have a bit more routine. I just wanted to take this opportunity to discuss a few things, obviously Arsenal and how things are going throughout pre-season, how things are going with Emery, my plans for the channel this season, because I know a lot of you have been in touch with me saying what's going on with it, what am I planning to do with it. Truth is, don't have a clue yet, to be brutally honest. I'd like to stay relevant, I'd like to stay consistent with the channel because I know a lot of people enjoy tuning in. I have a lot of fun working with other people on this channel as well, people such as such as Clive, and people that I want to get more involved in the channel this season, doing more podcasts, maybe more Google Hangouts, that sort of thing, whatever you guys are after. Of course, this season as well, I'm going to be one of the lead hosts on the Gooner Ramble, which is very exciting. If you don't know, I've done pods for the Gooner Ramble in the past, but I'm becoming a lot more involved with it this coming season. I was very fortunate to be invited to Unai Emery and Ivan Gazidis' Q&A a couple of weeks back, thanks to Akil, who got me invited today. If you don't know Akil, give him a follow on Twitter. I'll put his details in the link to this of this video. But that was great to see Unai Emery in the flesh, to see him speak in English, to hear his thoughts on the team was really inspiring. I just remember looking up to my left and there he was standing beside me, and then him going to do his presentation. It's surreal moments like that, and really humbled to have had the opportunity to have done that. And as I say, to see him in person, to see him for what he is, and to see the results we're getting throughout pre-season, the performances the team's putting in, it's just nothing but positivity at the minute surrounding Arsenal. And the thing that excites me most about this current Arsenal team is not just the uncertainty, the unexpected, that kind of thing, the mystery around this whole setup and how things will play out on the opening day of the season against Manchester City, but the young talent we've got coming through is absolutely exceptional. That's the word I'm looking for. Emil Smith-Rowe's come through, has really burst onto the scene. He's looking really talented. Potentially, the player that we've always wanted Jack Wilshere to be, who sadly left the club. I'll get onto that a little bit later. But to see him come through, 17 years old, I doubt he'll get many first-team opportunities this season, but the League Cup, the FA Cup, hopefully a few appearances off the bench. He's a player that really does it like a gem for the future. And another young guy alongside him, 19-year-old Guendouzi. I hope I've said his name right there. Probably absolutely butchered it, but he looks fantastic, and the way he sprays his passes about, I think he looks absolutely sensational. And I think it's a real testament to him that he's coming to this squad and he looks so assured. He doesn't look out of place, and I think he plays in the perfect way that Emery wants him to play. And I think I'm not a big advocate of Elneny. I was going to say I was, but I really am not. I'm not, like, I can't really get behind a player like Elneny that much. I think he's a very ordinary player. If I'm being brutally honest, I think he doesn't offer that much to midfield. He's okay when we're playing a team like Watford at home, and we just need someone to spray the ball about a little bit. I do think he's got more to his game than just the sideways passing to keep things ticking over. I think he is more than just a utility player. But for me, I think Guendouzi is the player that I'd like to see play more than someone like Elneny. As I say, I've got a lot of respect for Elneny. I'm sure he's a lovely guy, but for me, someone like Guendouzi that's coming through offers that little bit more, is a lot more exciting at times, and I'd just rather see someone like him get an opportunity ahead of someone like Elneny, who, as I say, I think can be just a little bit too ordinary for me. But he's still a good asset, a good player to have in this squad. But yeah, as I say, I think you've got my point there. Reece Nelson coming through, Maitland-Niles as well, who I've mentioned in the past before. He looks really exciting and is looking more and more assured in this Arsenal team. Eddie Nketiah, Willock. This team is looking brilliant. Mavropanos, Chambers, Holding. Relatively young players as well still coming through. We really do have a very young, a very exciting, and an experienced squad as well. Let's not forget that. Mesut Ozil captained the team, who's going to be coming up to 30 now. He's not getting any younger, and he should be really having a great season this time around. Coming into to, you know, what would you would hope are his peak years. 30 should be a great age for Mesut Ozil to play, especially with the players that he's got around him. He should know this team very well. Lacazette and Aubameyang are looking on fire this pre-season. The results we're getting, the football we're playing. I've got nothing but good things to say about this Arsenal team in a minute. It was disappointing to lose to Atletico on penalties, but the performance is what we can be really, really excited by, and the players we're getting in. I mean, we've still got Torreira to come in as well. Let's not forget that, and hopefully one more addition. I do still think we need another wide player going forward. I think we can all agree on that. And if we can get someone exciting in, you know, potentially a big name in, that'd be really good as well. And I think that would give Arsenal fans the just one more positive boost we need to go into this season with our heads held high and with beaming smiles on our faces, because I just cannot wait for this season to get started. I'm really feeling optimistic about this team for the first time in a long time, which says a lot about, you know, how things have been at Arsenal these past couple of years. But yeah, I mean, let's move on to the talking point that I think upset quite a few Arsenal fans, and that is Jack Wilshere, who left the club to West Ham United. I think we all sort of half-heartedly knew that Jack was going to be leaving Arsenal, which is a shame because he has been such a vital part of my Arsenal experience growing up. I mean, to see a player not that much older than yourself getting into the Arsenal first team, playing regular football, having that standout performance against Barcelona, the way it just sort of tailed off due to injury is a real shame. And I do think for you know, spells last season, he did play some really good football. I do think it's a bit of a shame that Emery hasn't quite given him the opportunity. I think maybe he merited a little bit more to show that he's gotten back to peak fitness. It would have been interesting just to see what he'd have done, even on a short-term contract at Arsenal under Emery for a little bit. But I can understand where he's coming from. To not get in the England squad for the World Cup really must have hit home for him. But I think moving to West Ham, if I'm being frank, I don't think that's going to aid his chances at all of getting back into the England squad unless he gets, you know, I'm sure he will get first team opportunities there. I have no doubts about that. He should walk into that West Ham midfield. But I just don't think, you know, if he's not going to get into the England squad playing regular football at Arsenal, then I think it's going to be tough for him to get into the England squad unless he plays to the level that he did when he was that little bit younger. Because let's not forget, whenever he did play, whenever he was back from injury, he was, you know, a very good footballer. It's just last season I think his performances became a little bit mundane, but I mean, for the whole squad last year, it was quite tough to watch. But I wish Jack Wilshere the best. He's a player that I absolutely adore, I absolutely love, and it's a real shame to see him in a West Ham shirt. But he's an England player. He was, you know, an Arsenal prodigy, and yeah, I can only wish him all the best. But it's Arsenal now that we've got to think about, and sadly, he's not going to be a part of that. But the squad we've got with players like Smith Rowe, Nelson, Willock coming through, Maitland-Niles, I think we've got a great crop of English talent in this team, and I think, you know, it's great to see English players coming through. I know it's not a big thing for a lot of Arsenal supporters, but for me, having English players coming through is massive, because, you know, we're an English club, we play in the English Premier League, and as an England fan myself, as an English person, it's just good to see. But getting away from that, what I'd like to do with the channel this season, as I say, I'm not really sure yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Whatever you guys want, I'm open to suggestions. Hopefully nothing that will take too much time away, because of course this it doesn't pay me any money. It's just a social thing, a hobby that I do. I'd like to keep the match reviews and previews going, and if that's all you guys want to see, then you know, that's what I can offer. But apart from that, not too sure. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments box below. I'm going to wrap it up there. Please do drop a like on this video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you very soon. See you later.